Hey baby, wake up from your sleep. We have arrived onto the future and the whole world is become electronic, supersonic, supersonic, electronic. Hey baby, ride with me away. We doesn't have much time. My blue jeans is tight, so onto my love rocket climb.
What is going on, folks? Fuck a Title Show. I am your host, JuvyThaKid. As always, what's been up this week? Did the vlogs. We did miss the life lessons on Thursday. But that's alright. Continue as always. Oh, yeah. Yesterday, I dropped a new short film called The Beast. Yeah, I don't know. I like it. It's definitely, how can I describe it? I don't know. It's definitely darker than what I put out on the channel and everything, but at the same time, like, artistically and creatively, a lot of the time, like, things I think about are a little bit, darker in tone, I guess you could say. I've always had a fascination with just kind of, I guess you could say, like, the darker things. I've always been into more, like, I don't want to say, like, gothic art, but for lack of a better term, like, dark gothic type things. And I really wanted to finally try and do something with that. Yesterday, I really didn't know what kind of short film I was going to shoot, but I had written it down that Saturday was going to be a short film, so that's what was going to happen. And within the span of 2 hours, I wrote that little poem, and then I shot the scenes and everything to go for it. And yeah, I don't know. The feedback I've gotten so far has been pretty sweet. Excuse me. I'm super glad that people have enjoyed it. Super stoked that you guys have checked it out. If you haven't yet, after this, go check that out. It's only about a minute and a half or so it doesn't take too long. I was asked, like, why I shot it kind of like that. It's just like I said, I've always been into that kind of art and those kind of things. And yeah, I've always wanted to do something like that. Yeah, I figured, why not? I did also get asked, like, what is the Beast? And I don't know. It's a kind of, maybe it's a philosophical question. I don't know. I always kind of like leaving things down to viewers' interpretation. You know what I mean? It could be one of those things, like, for some people, the Beast could be something inside of them, whether it's anger or depression, anxiety. You never know. It could be, other people take it as more of a paranormal kind of thing. Maybe some people take it as, like, a demon. Other people might see it as, like, an actual creature. It all comes down to the person. For me, it really varies. I think it can be a mix of all of those things, really. It could be a creature that was, exiled from somewhere because it was, misunderstood or something. But it could also be the depression and anger inside of us have manifested into this creature that lurks around in the shadows. Who knows? It all comes down to, like, whatever you guys really think it is or feel it is. But yeah, I definitely will be doing more short films now. I think that's what maybe I'll do, is maybe do one like once a month or something like that. I enjoy doing them a lot, to be honest. It gives a different avenue of creativity to explore. And that's always fun. So yeah, I don't know. As the channel goes on, I'm sure, like, quality of them will improve as well. That was the one thing that did bug me about it. Is just because, I don't know. Just the quality, like, because I am, like, filming off my phone and everything like that, so. Yeah, I don't know. The quality camera-wise could have been better, but that's probably me being picky. All in due time. All in due time. Oh, a quick sip of the water. Okay. You know what? Let's get the Game of Thrones thoughts out of the way. Spoilers ahead, because I got to talk about it in detail. So spoilers ahead. If you guys haven't, if you just started recently on Game of Thrones and you haven't hit season 3, jump ahead a little bit, maybe. I don't know. Either way, spoilers ahead. Okay, so finally got to see that fucking King Joffrey. I don't know if he's poisoned or whatever happened, or he choked on a bird piece that he like cut in his cake. It was just so glorious. I know he's a kid, like, but fuck him. Like, he's such a dick. I was so excited to see him. I hope he doesn't come back. I swear to God, if something happens, all I know is for right now, the last scene they showed was like his face all swollen up, his eyes looking different directions. Tyrion is being blamed for it because they grabbed him right away. Either way, I was super stoked to see him go down. Super weird that they recast that one dude. I can't even say his name. Danasi Harat. I don't know. He was in season 2. He was the guy with like long hair and ponytails. He was all about. He fought for beauty and he fought for the ladies. You know that dude? That was a horrible impression of him, but I don't know. I guess he would scheduling or whatever. He went to do a transporter movie or something. I don't know. But they recast him in season 3 and it's kind of weird. What's going on with everybody else? Can't remember. Oh, Theon Greyjoy is all types of fucked up. You can definitely tell the torture that he went through has taken its toll. The Red Wedding, with the Robb Stark getting all crossbowed up. Listening to Lady Stark plead with him to get up and just please walk out. Oh, that was a bit much. Hit me in the feel spots a little bit. But then when all the crossbows hit his wolf and they showed the wolf like underneath the door, like closing its eyes and shit. No, that got me. Fuck that. That wasn't cool, guys. But yeah, I don't know. This show, it's a good show. I recommend checking it out if you guys haven't, to be honest. Why not? Figure something new. Instagram post. As always, I threw out a post if you guys wanted to hear about anything, so let's get to those. Let's go from the bottom. Irish fan _ Unos Dos Trace. Stuck in an igloo. What 5 things do you want to have with you? Right away, a spear. For sure gonna have a spear. The reason I say a spear is because eventually you're gonna run out of bullets. If for some reason the conditions like you're under, like your body is, whatever, if you, like every bullet has to hit. And if you miss or whatever, like that's no bueno. So keep a spear. You can keep your distance, but you can still like get them right in the jugulars or whatever. You know what I mean? What else? So, okay, a spear. Igloos are good for warmth, so that's not going to be too bad. I am going to still need to figure out some sort of fire situation, I'm sure. Does it go without saying, like, that I have, like, a fur parka kind of thing? Just, like, I don't know. Or, even better. Okay, even better. So, with the spear, I got into a fight with a polar bear, right? Me and the polar bear are tussling, keeping it at bay, but it swats the spear out of my hand. We get into a fucking wrestling match. I'm getting clawed up. He's getting fucking clawed up and elbows to his face. We separate. I finally get my hands back on the spear. We make eye contact. We both rush at each other and boom, I plunge it into its white furry chest. This allowing me to finally have a bear fur onesie. Okay? So now I'm not going to be so worried. I got a big old bear fur like full body suit. I'll be nice and warm when I go out. Okay, so I got nice fur jacket, which I would never wear. Like I don't want to hear anyone in the comments like, "You're so mean. Why would you do that?" I'm in an igloo, okay? I'm probably out in the Arctic or something. I'm trying to survive right now. I'm trying to survive. So in real life, no, I wouldn't go skin a fucking bear for its for its fur and everything for like a jacket or a onesie. But if I'm surviving, I'm gonna survive how I can. So I got a spear. Nice. Well, I guess I acquire that. Damn, this is such a fucking... Why am I making this so complicated? Or it's because there's so many factors I think about. Extreme cold, the snow, the wind, all the other crazy animals I'm going to have to deal with. Either way, so let's... Okay. Spear, a stash of... What are they? MREs? Meals ready to eat. Whatever those... Or maybe... No, okay. So what I do is I go with a spear, water. I'm going to need a lot of jugs of water. Let's go with... I'm just going to need one of them gallon drums of water or something chilling in the middle of the igloo so I have water. Astronaut food. So it's all dehydrated. If I really need to, I can just dip the strawberries in the water real quick. Also adding some electrolytes and, you know, a little bit of flavor to the water if need be. Could add a little something to the dish. Who knows? So I got water, spear, astronaut food. Night vision binoculars, but obviously they work in the day too. Like I can use night vision if need be. And a satellite phone. Yeah. Because everything else I'm going to like... The thing is, like, I could say, like, oh, like, a fire starter, whatever. I'll be able to figure that out. Especially with, like... If I have a barricade up at the entrance of the igloo, I can easily move that to get a little bit of oxygen in to feed a fire if I need to. But I'm going to have to acquire those around me somehow. I can't just be like, well, 5 things. A tree. Like, you know what I mean? I'm trying to think of, like, also... I'm thinking in a situation where basically, like, I wake up and I'm in this igloo... And I have these items, and I have to survive with these. Everything else, I'm gonna have to acquire, except for the bearskin onesie, because that battle already happened. Either way, yeah, it's gonna suck because I'm gonna have no music, but I'll figure something out. I'll make my own music. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna go with. I wonder if I make these topics and questions more complicated than they need to be. Or they are very complicated. And I get wrapped up in them. I don't know. Either way. Little homie, 127. Would love to hear about how to start a brand. Any pointers, tips, or tricks of the beginning steps. First, I can say right away, make sure the name isn't taken. I see a lot of people... Or a lot of people even hit me up and they're like, I'm going to start this, I'm going to do that, and then they tell me the name. And I've either heard of it or I look it up and it's taken. So make sure the name's not taken, first of all. Second of all, if you're going to, like, I don't know, because it all depends on what you're doing as well. For a brand, I guess you could say, we'll use clothing line, for example. If you're going to do any... kind of like popular characters, you have to make sure to change it quite a bit in a way so it'll fall under like a parody law. But still look into that to make sure all your T's are crossed and I's are dotted. Hold on. Quick sip of water. And then look in like around you, like don't have too much of an ego about things. Like look around you for resources that could help you with on the financial like front of it. A lot of times, like if you're an entrepreneur or whatever, there are certain things that you can go about getting to help you kind of like get your brand started as well. Look for programs that might help you with networking. As far as social media, some people always like, I know some people are kind of iffy about social media and everything, and that's understandable, but in this age that we live in, social media is a very big factor in people's lives. So create a social media page either on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever it is. I use Instagram mostly, Twitter a little bit, but either way, stay consist like you gotta stay active on social media. I tell this to people all the time, especially where if this is where like your customer base is going to be coming from or your fan base is going to be coming from. You have to stay active. There's some days where I realize I haven't posted like all day, and I'll put out one like 2 or 3 posts within an hour just so they'll pop up at some point on somebody's timeline and it brings them to the page. But try to put out at least 1 or 2 in the morning, one in kind of like before dinner time, like in the afternoon, and then in the evening, put out. That's where you want to be like a little bit more active. Put out 2 or 3 if you can, because you got to think like that's when everybody's coming home, or they are like that's when everybody is home from work and everything. They're probably like chilling on the couch, scrolling through Instagram. Like it's all that kind of thing. Like think about like how like people operate or whatever nowadays as well. Like in the evening, people are chilling. That's when they're most likely gonna be scrolling on their phone or something like that. On the weekends, people tend to be a lot more active as well, because it is like it's the weekend. People are just chilling, relaxing, or they're posting selfies of themselves as well. So they're gonna like scroll down other people's pages. So yeah, for social media, stay active. Make sure the name that you want to use isn't taken or anything. And if you want to work with somebody in like with that venture, make sure they're going to be trustworthy. Make sure make sure it's somebody like, if you can, like I know people say like don't go into business with your friends, but that's bullshit. If you have a good enough friend, like you guys should be able to sit down and really talk about anything. And it's one of those things like you want to have somebody you can trust and somebody you know is going to have your back. Don't just get involved with people to like, I don't know. It's hard because like some people will say like business is business. You have to work with people you don't like or whatever it is. But at the same time, like those people represent you, and if you represent those people and you're not really like, you don't have a lot of like knowledge on them, they're not too known, they just want to sponsor they want to do a collaboration, whatever it is. You got to make sure like you are going to represent yourself and other people in a positive thing, and make sure like you're not going to bring negative people into your business like that. I don't know. I've seen a lot of people kind of get excited because people want to like collab with them or sponsor with them, and then you go and check that other person out, and it's like a polar opposite of that like the other one. You know what I mean? What the person who's excited could be just very like more of a positive positive person. They don't really like troll people. And then the person they're collabing with, it's just like crazy negative shit. They troll people. They talk shit online all day. It's like, fuck, you know what I mean? Like you got to figure out like what you want to do, and how you want to be represented. For me, I've had people hit me up that want me to shout them out on the channel. Once I kind of like go through their like social media and I see like things that I don't agree with, that right away I'm not going to do it. It's also one of those things that like if somebody, it's hard too, because like if somebody has a clothing line or something like that, like, if I don't know for myself that you have quality things, like, I can't just take your word for it. You know what I mean? Like, I've been on that side of the curtain, and I know how people can just be like, oh no, it's great quality, and then you get it and you're like, all right, no, this no bueno, sir, no bueno. Um, so it's one of those things, like, I've had people hit me up and everything, and they want me to shout out their clothing line or whatever, but it's like, you know, you got to be willing to, you have to give to get, you know what I mean? Like, for me, it's not one of those things where I expect people to like pay me and all this other shit, but it's, if you're a clothing company or something like that, I can't really just take your word for things. Like, I have to get like a shirt or two, even just one shirt, I don't care. Like, I have to know that it's at least good quality. Cause I care about, like you guys out there, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't want to push anything on you guys that's not, you know, I guess, like, I don't want to say not up to a standard, but I guess that's what it is, really. Because, like, if it's not positive, or it's not going to be, like, if it's going to be something that you guys order and you get, and the fucking shirt ends up stretching, like, right away from one wash, or, like, the graphics peeling off and shit, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want you guys to have to go through those frustrations and get those shitty products as well. And I don't want to push something that is just trying to make a quick buck off of people, because I'm not about that either. Okay. So yeah, I don't know. I honestly, at the end of most of my rants, I don't even know if I've made any fucking sense. So if there's something in there that you guys get from it, fucking awesome. Like, super stoked, because honestly, half the time I'm sitting here editing or like uploading, I'm like, what is, there's nothing here. And then I, like, after it's uploaded, you guys hit me up, and I don't know, there ends up being something in there. So that's super sweet. I don't know. I love that you guys can, like, bear through my ramblings and everything to find the jewels, I guess. Okay. Before I get out of here, I gotta talk about one thing. Because it's not gonna wait till tomorrow's vlog. Season 1 finale of Taboo. Holy shit! Just, holy shit, like, so intense. Like, there has to be a season 2. There has to be. There's so many questions. There's so many things, like, left just in the open ocean. Anybody who has watched the show will appreciate that, or realize how corny it is. Either way, it's there. Okay, one, all I'm gonna say, I'm not gonna give a whole bunch of things away, but I'll say right off the bat, Tom Hardy's best role. Until he does Sam Fisher, this is, like, my favorite role for him. I love him as Bane, don't get me wrong. He's done a lot of great movies, actually. But, yeah, I loved this one. I loved the setting of it, the way he was, just the aesthetics of everything, all the characters, like, around him. It's just, hands down, like, probably one of the coolest shows also that I've watched. For the finale, though, it bugged me that we didn't see more, like, knife scenes from him. I'm not going to go into specifics and everything, but there is, like, a very big climactic scene that goes, and, like, yeah, it's so intense what happens. But, like, I wanted to see him kind of, like, walking around just fucking knifing people at one point when shit was going down. That would have been sweet. Super sad, though, what, like, his talk with Bryce and everything. Like, I get what he was saying, but you didn't have, come on now. It was, but one thing I'll give away, because it doesn't take or add anything away from the story. Bryce, when you see him with his poochie, I gotta think, when it comes to, like, wolves or dogs in shows, it gets me. I can't help it. Oh, shit. One thing I meant to throw in for the Game of Thrones one. Brienne of Tarth keep being badass, please. Like, I don't want anything to happen to her. But either way, this Taboo season 1. I really hope they do a season 2. I don't know. There's no way this show didn't do enough in the ratings or anything. Like, and I don't know, the way it ended, like, they could do a season 2, and it wouldn't even be a stretch. Like, it would be really cool to actually see, like, what else happens now. I don't know. Either way. Oops. Either way, I've been your host, JuvyThaKid. This has been Fuck a Title Show. Thanks for sitting through it. I know it's been a bit of a bumpy ride tonight, I guess. Lots of ramblings and whatnot. But either way, appreciate you guys taking the ride with me as always. Yeah. I'm out.
Nothing above but the stars above.
All systems gone. Prepare for down count.
5, 4, 3, 1. Off blast!
Fly away in my space rocket. You no need put money in my pocket. The door is closed, I just lock it. I put my go plug in your socket.